Peoples, what's happening? This is Randall J with some more coherent drivel. Let's talk about religion a little bit. How about that? Now, I think of myself as a scientist. I think my mind is that, works on that scientific level of having an open mind and, doing some research, trying to figure things out, all that. So, I've studied evolution and genetics and, all kinds of shit, anthropology, just like biology, what do you want, medicine. I studied, just like I've studied, the space, I've studied quantum physics, astrophysics, I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, when it comes to trying to figure things out. And I've studied some religions too, and philosophy and psychology, and there is no God. Okay, let's put it that way. And here's the thing: I've had this conversation with many people, religious people. God, I'm not a monkey. I'm a child of God. I'm not a monkey. It's like, yeah, you're a monkey. I always tell everybody, you're a fucking monkey. I'm a fucking monkey, and they don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe it. Now, here's the interesting thing. I've also studied, the COVID for the last 4 years. I study a lot of COVID, and I studied the vaccines, all kinds of information from all over the world. And, I don't read all of, I am not as well read as I should be, or as I'd like to be anyway. But, I get the gist of many, many scientific things. I think I do. Anyway, so I just watched this video by Dr. Boz, and it's called The Biggest Crime in the History of Medicine. You should watch it. The Biggest Crime in the History of Medicine. And it turns out, so all you religious people, oh, you're not a monkey. Well, guess what? When they first started putting out the vaccine, when they had to get it okayed by the government, it was pure, mRNA, whatever, and it was pure. But when they started making it in quantity, the quality dropped off, and they actually put in whole DNA chunks. And that DNA was monkey DNA. So even if you're a child of God, you're part monkey now. Which is not funny at all, because that shit's killing us all. Turns out, in the heart muscle of dead people, when they do autopsies, people that got vaccinated, they find the spike proteins are in their heart. The more vaccinations you had, the more spike proteins are in your heart. And people who did not get vaccinated, who got COVID, they don't have spike proteins in their heart. So, wow. Yeah. Turns out, when you really, really study all the numbers and stuff, more people died that got vaccinated than people who did not get vaccinated. Yeah. It was all a big lie. And they made a couple $100 billion, taxpayer money. They took us to the bank when we could have had cheap-ass antiviral medications, namely ivermectin. Pennies. Cost pennies. And people all over the world that take it to get rid of parasites did not get COVID. So, anyway, religion. You're a monkey. If you weren't before, you are now. So swallow that. Jesus Christ, huh? I use that in a slang. That's a slang term to me. It has no significant meaning whatsoever. So Jesus Christ, the whole world's a big con job, man. Nothing is real anymore. This AI is fabricating everything. It's fabricating propaganda, photographs, videos. It's all AI now, man. AI is like the devil. Of course, there's no such thing as the devil, but there is such thing as human stupidity, which is usually based on some kind of greed, which is actually our animal instincts run rampant, run riot, and they are running rampant at this time in history, like really never before. Technology has enabled the wealthy to become super wealthy beyond anybody's imagination. These rich people now, they don't have one yacht. They have multiple yachts in multiple countries. You don't want to sell your yacht across the ocean. It takes too long. It's kind of dangerous, getting caught in a storm. So you just buy one here, and you buy one over there, and you buy one in Australia. You have 3 or 4 yachts all over the world. And you fly from yacht to yacht, and you also have a villa or whatever, a mansion or a castle when you don't feel like being on your yachts. That's how wealthy they are now. It's beyond most people's comprehension, $1 million is, you can comprehend that. $1 billion, you really can't hardly comprehend that, And now, people are turning into trillionaires, and that is so far beyond comprehension. $1 trillion is beyond our capability to comprehend. And it's happening. And we need to stop it. We need to make it fair. Call it what you want. You can call it socialism. I don't give a fuck what you call it. But, there's examples of things working all over the world. Better societies. And actually, the least violent societies are atheists. Actually, when you give psychological tests to religious people and atheists, the atheists are more psychologically stable. Actually, when you give IQ tests to atheists and religious people, the atheists have higher IQs. So, philosophy is good. My philosophy is the greater good. We should try to run society on the greater good. I should try to run my life each day on the greater good. Run relationships on the greater good. It's always about the greater good. And it's fucking unbelievable, man. The shit. Every day I learn more. Every day I become more disenchanted with humanity and society. Like, the stupidity is overwhelming, incomprehensible. Why do humans wish to be so stupid? I don't know. I got this brain damage effect of realism, Like, I'm a realist. Like, the truth is important to me. And put greed aside, put ambition aside, put selfishness aside. What's the truth? I'd say even put passion aside. What is the truth? Put everything aside. And what makes sense? What is the greater good? What is the sensible, logical, reasonable, greater good? of everything. Seems like a pretty good way to go right there. Anyway, watch this. The biggest crime in the history of medicine. And you know, we can't sue the pharmaceutical companies for vaccine injuries. Can't sue them. People are having heart attacks. People are having strokes. People are having the calamari blood clots all through their bodies. You know, I mean, you got it. People are having to get amputations for blood clots in their feet and hands and shit. And your liver, people are having liver failure and pancreas failure and kidney failure. All that stuff is attributed to spike proteins. And not from COVID, from the vaccines, man. From the vaccines. And you don't believe me. Nobody believes me. Do the research. I mean, really, really do the research, you know? And tell your doctor that they're full of shit if they don't know this stuff. Like, tell them they need to do their research. I mean, it's really like that. It really is. So, whatever, you know. I do my part trying to just get the word out a little bit. Nobody watches my videos, you know. There's might be 2 or 3 of you guys out there. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, you know. Try to, if you can get some people to watch, that'd be fun, right? Anyway, I'm having fun making these, whether anybody watches them or not. And I think my message, the truth that's in the world is important to try to get out there, to try to communicate. And we better vote for Kennedy. See, if I was talking to Kennedy, he'd understand what I'm saying. He'd be like, yep, that's right, yep. He'd be adding to the conversation because he knows, he has a fantastic memory. And he's studied all this stuff because he's a lawyer. And when you sue people, you have to know everything before you go into the court. So he's the man. He's the man to run our government and make things a little better. If we're lucky, a lot better. All right, thanks a lot. And spread the word, man. Get people to vote for Kennedy. Everybody you know. Thank you. Bye.